While many people seem to be thinking that Apex is dying or that the game is dead, the viewership is gone, everybody has an opinion as to how they could fix this game or save this game or whatever the case may be, and I decided to go through something completely untraditional for today's video and give you 19 changes that I think Apex should make or quite frankly save this game from the massive decline that we're experiencing. Now, first and foremost, I want to say Apex is not going anywhere. No, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon to say Apex is dying. All these other games are going to take over. Apex is going to be out in a couple of years. It's also wrong to ignore the fact that we are at one of our lowest lows right now, and fans have a lot of opinions about changes that should be made. So in no particular order, and there's no reason I chose 19, I just rattled off the first things that I could think of and it came down to 19. Here are the changes that I think Apex should make. Number one, we need in-game tournaments. I know I have beat this dead horse for quite some time and I've talked about it for a while, and matter of fact, Apex did respond to someone on the Reddit AMA not long ago saying, what would you like to see with in-game tournaments? But my idea for this is a mixture of what Fortnite and Rocket League both did. Of course, Fortnite had these duo cash cups and all of these events that you could play in. There were prize pools. That's what I want Apex to do, but I'd rather them do it in the ALGS format of the tournaments like Rocket League does. You have an in-game bracket with all the team names there, and you can look at their rosters and you can look at their stats and everything that they've done, and then at the end of the games it advances the teams to the next round of the bracket. All of that in game instead of going to a third-party website would be amazing. Now, the second change I would make into Apex, this one kind of goes inside the first one, but it's a little bit different, and I've decided to make it its own, and that is weird tournaments. Now, what I mean by this is untraditional to the normal ALGS BR 3v3 trio style of tournament. It'd be fun to not only have in-game tournaments, but have like a Kraber only tournament or no guns tournament, everybody boxes tournament, abilities only tournament, or maybe like a mouse and keyboard only tournament, controller only tournament, console only, I don't know, just weird stuff out there rather than just your normal competitive style of gaming. And the reason I say this is because there's a lot of like YouTubers out there that are really good with a sniper or really good with abilities, really good with the Watson fences and stuff, but they're not necessarily good at the traditional battle royale competitive style game. And I feel like it'd be really fun to watch some of these other guys make a little bit of a run in a tournament by doing some untraditional things that are a little bit more fun to watch. I think everybody would love to see a Kraber only tournament just because it's wild. I mean, we know Asu is not going to win an ALGS tournament versus Imperial Hal because it just simply is what Hal does. It's what he always does. It's totally different from the normal style of pubs or just being mechanically gifted and skilled like Asu is, but Asu could really do something in a Kraber only tournament, and I think it'd be really cool to see stuff like that. Number three, not to really copy from Fortnite, but listen, you got to give credit where credit is due. This would be huge if we could have in-game live events for the crossovers that we do. For instance, we have the big one coming up pretty shortly, and I'm pretty excited about this as well. You have the Final Fantasy, and there's going to be this big sword, and that's going to be great and amazing, and I hope they keep doing stuff like that because that's definitely a step in the right direction. And I guess that's really what I'm kind of hinting at here, but it would also be nice to do like these live concerts that you have with Fortnite and the Travis Scott stuff, the Ariana Grande stuff, the Eminem stuff. I think if Apex, for instance, did like a crossover with Marvel and you could get Pathfinder rocking a Spider-Man skin and do like an in-game event of Pathfinder becoming Spider-Man and everybody gathered around to watch this in-game event of all these character models doing it, that would be super cool. Even if it's not something that's recurring content, it gets everybody on live stream watching it once. All kind of YouTube videos go out about it, and I think it would just get a lot of interest. And when we're talking about growing the game and making sure the game is sustainable and always doing good, these things are pretty important. This video started to be a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, so I'm gonna start going a little bit faster. And also some of these are kind of like duplicated a little bit. So non-traditional game modes was my fourth one, but I think I've already hit on that enough to kind of go inside with the whole tournaments thing. I also think that they should keep doing LTMs in that same way of being untraditional. The next one's going to be a little bit controversial. Number 5, stop worrying about Titanfall 3 and just build Titanfall 3 into Apex Legends. I know people are probably going to hate on that one, but the truth of the matter is, look at what Call of Duty has done. I feel like despite the hate that it gets, it does really good numbers because it's all one cohesive environment. You hop on Call of Duty and the main menu, you've got Warzone, you've got zombies, you've got multiplayer, campaign, it's all right there. I think instead of trying to build a brand new game or whatever, they should just start building upon Apex to bring whatever Titanfall 3 was going to be and put it in the game itself. So when I say that, that also includes Apex having a campaign mode that finally tells the lore story a little bit better than all the videos do. And if you thought that one was controversial, wait till you see this one. Number 6, I don't even know if I agree with this one anymore, but let's get away from this whole idea that the legends have to be so perfectly balanced with lore and that they need to fit into the story. Can we just start doing some spontaneous things with the legends? I know all the OG OG Titanfall fans are going to hate this because they love the lore. It's so special and they don't want it to be corrupt. But when it comes to like viewership and people getting controversial topics going viral, you know how much viewership and traction it would get if Indiana Jones somehow found his way into the Titanfall universe and got added as a legend in Apex? It would be a massive crossover. I know it's a stupid and poor quality idea, but it would get a lot of views and a lot of people would be attracted to it. I'm just saying. Okay, you're still not buying it. I get it. Number 7, this one's not controversial. I know you're going to agree with this one, and that is finally adding custom settings in the private matches. It is so stupid that we have to go through and start saying, hey, we're going to play this match on stream with all my viewers, but don't pick up this item and don't use that item, and everybody choose Gibraltar, Watson, and Lifeline. Everybody choose this legend. Make sure to not use this. Don't fight until round 4. We've got to have settings in the private matches where we can custom make what's going on. Back in the day, Gears of War 3 was an old game, like 2011, 13, something like that. You could literally go into the private matches and say, I only want the sniper to spawn. I only want this to spawn or that to spawn. Why can we not do that in Apex? It's 2023. We should be able to start the game off from round 4 and do in-game practice. We should be able to start the game and make only Kraber spawn or whatever the case may be. We should get settings to customize for our streams or our private matches to do fun stuff. Number 8, I don't think you're going to disagree with this one either. And this one kind of goes in with the last one as well, but I think we need to get our own custom server modes as well. Like similar to how Counter-Strike would have surfing and all this other stuff, and similar to how R5 Reloaded has its own stuff with aim trainers and obstacle courses and 1v1 servers and stuff, and you just go in there and load in and start fighting people. I think there needs to be custom servers similar to how Fortnite's doing as well, where you can build your own modes. You can build prop hunt, you can build your own maps, you can build everything, and it's like a Forge mode almost for Apex. Number 9, this is a really small one, but similar to how on mobile, since you don't really have a good headset, a lot of times they'll show the footsteps on your screen in a tiny little direction of where the footsteps coming from. Considering this game has terrible audio and they still can't fix the audio, and I don't think they're ever going to be able to fix audio, I decided to not put fix audio on this list, but instead, would we want to consider adding visual audio cues in here as well, so you can see little tiny footsteps in the direction that they're coming from? I don't know. I know it's small, but I know a big reason this game gets annoying is the audio, and so if we can't fix the actual audio, we've got to work around it, and that was just an idea I had. Number 10 is Club Wars. Bro, I don't know why Apex has not added this already, but Clash of Clans has one of the greatest ideas of all time by having clan wars and inviting people of different skill levels and whatnot into your clan, and then you go at it with another clan. You can level up your clan, you can get rewards for your clan, and when you win a war, you get all these rewards as well. Apex added clubs and literally did nothing with it. There's no reason to have a club. There's no benefit. There's no fun. There's literally nothing to do with a club, and it's such a good idea at its core. We should have club wars where you can 3v3 TDM or something, or maybe a leaderboard of all the clubs. If you play ranked with your club, you get into a leaderboard. I don't know, but there's ideas out there to be had, and clubs needs to be expanded upon. It's just a great foundational idea. Number 11 going into this one, I think this one is probably going to be controversial once again. Revamp ranked to be like ALGS. I've talked about this and everybody commented we don't need it to be like ALGS. Ranked needs to be a little bit different than ALGS, and that's fair. Everybody has their opinion, and I understand that this video might get disliked. I might be birthing a lot of stupid ideas right now, but I have to at least speak my truth of what I think would help fix this game. And at the end of the day, it's not always about being balanced. It's about trying to get people over here back to playing this game and back to talking about it again. And Apex Ranked right now is beyond horrible. The matchmaking sucks, and literally there's nothing fun about winning. There's nothing fun about losing. You get into a game after you win and you just lose because your teammate DCs and the loss forgiveness doesn't work anymore for some reason. It just kills your momentum, man. Ranked is not good in the state that it's at right now. And I think that Apex Legends competitive scenes, like in the actual ALGS rule set, it has a lot better of a connection of getting kills and getting rewards for your kills and the placements that you get. But ranked can be really weird because also there's a lot of contest in ranked. You get triple landed on by a team and it makes no sense as to why they would land on you, but they do it anyways, and it griefs your game. And a little bit of kills that you are able to get really mean absolutely nothing if you're dying at 19th place. So I feel like there's a pretty big disconnect from getting rewards for the kills that you actually are able to get early on in the game. I think another ranked system did this better back in season 13 13. Of course, a lot of people didn't like it. They said it was too hard, but I still think it was better. Number 12, I feel like you have to agree with me on this one, and that is help solo queue ranked players. You simply cannot just be a full squad every time. Not everybody has friends to play with that are there ranked, or even if you think that they should go into the Discord servers and do LFG or find other people to play with, it's just not practical. No matter what you think, you're not going to change the culture of people solo queuing. It's not going to happen. The idea I'm trying to propose here is we have got to stop normalizing going to third-party applications, third-party websites to try to find help to fix the game that you're playing. You should be able to do it within game. You shouldn't have to go to another website to play a tournament. You should be able to do it in Apex. You shouldn't have to go to another website or Discord server to find a good teammate to play with. You should be able to do it in Apex. So whether we reduce the penalties of the score system for solo queuers or we just make the matchmaking better, I don't know, but solo queuers need a little bit of attention. Maybe that one's controversial. I don't know. Number 13, another change I think that should be made is better ranked rewards. And before you just think this is a generic statement that we need this or we need that, we should look at stop doing Apex rewards. Maybe we should do like official shout outs. Like if you get the #1 Apex Predator at the end of the season, Apex should shout out your stream, or maybe put in the middle of their game like a little bit of a news flash. This guy finished #1 and he's live on twitch.tv/JMeyels, or whatever the case may be. This gives people a massive incentive, especially as a career statement, to really take this seriously and really grind for something and come back and watch who the #1 guy is and see who's going to win at the end of the season. I feel like this is a great idea. We don't always have to do in-game items for rewards. There should be some other ideas as well that we can expand upon. Also, number 13, in-game leaderboards. This is kind of going into what I just said as well, but it's still crazy to me that we have to go to apexrank.com or Apex Status or whatever the case may be to see who the #1 ranked guy in the world is, when all these old games back in the day had in-game leaderboards. And even COD right now, obviously they have their ranked in-game leaderboards, but what happened to old back in the day, like Gears of War 2 and old Call of Duty? If you can see who has the most kills of all time and all of this stuff, they need all these leaderboards in the game, honestly, so that people don't have to go to third-party websites in order to find out what in the world's going on. And that leads me into my 14th change. This kind of goes in with my last one, and that is specific leaderboard types as well. I think it'd be cool to find people on the daily leaderboards, weekly leaderboards, specific legend leaderboards, most kills with XYZ gun leaderboards, or specific season leaderboards. I don't care. They need all these specifics that people can go through so that they can see their name in the top of the leaderboards and make it feel like they have something worth grinding for. Number 15, I believe this is improve the stability of Apex Legends. Now, I mean this more by engine update, server update, and I really don't even have specifics, but I think we all know this game feels a little bit clunky sometimes, or skippy. It just doesn't feel always smooth, or whatever the case may be. And I don't know what it is that this game needs to be fixed for that, but I just know that the game needs a little bit more improved stability, because some of these other games feel a lot more buttery smooth and polished. Apex feels like sometimes it's like, you know, got a bunch of band-aids on it and it's on its last leg. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not gonna lie, the title's gonna say 19 changes, but I really don't even know if I counted this right, because I think we're on 16 and I have 2 more left, so that'll be 18. And I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned something like this, but basically we need to also increase the usability and practicality of the firing range. There's a lot of things inside of R5 Reloaded, which is another separate game, separate build of Apex Legends itself, that another group of developers put together to bring a lot of really good usable features that I don't understand why they're not even in the main game. And especially because there's no excuse. It's like these guys work other jobs and they still had time in their free time to come do this for R5 Reloaded, which is a modded version of the game. I'm pretty sure I miscounted or I either skipped one, because technically this should be number 18, and that is improved console performance. How in the world is it almost 2024 and we are still sitting on 60 FPS for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X? They have been talking about bringing 120 FPS for so long, and it's still not here. The console players need to be brought up to par, up to date. And also, I think, a little bit of a side note, when they include the console performance increase, they also need to decrease the aim assist for console as well. Just my thoughts there. Also, number 19, this is a little bit more of a generic one, no specifics really, and I don't even think Apex is doing a massively horrible job on it right now, but you could always have room for improvement on the anti-cheat as well to stop the battle of cheaters. We just noticed not long ago that they were starting to aimbot, wall hack, all this stuff inside of console lobbies now, not just PC lobbies. So it's getting pretty out of hand. And like I said, a little bit of a weird video, but these are the 19 changes that I think, if Apex implemented these, we would see a massive skyrocket in performance, player base, viewership. And I'm not even saying these are all the best changes. Maybe I made some mistakes. I'm sure. I know I sparked a lot of controversy with some of these as well, but you can't tell me that if we added all this stuff, it wouldn't get people talking. It wouldn't. It would definitely get people back over here playing and interested in what the heck Apex is doing once again. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Of course, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends news related. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.